Action continuing to come in tonight after President Biden's news conference this evening. His chance to fix some of the damage from last month's debate.
And WGN's Jenna Barnes is joining us now with the latest on how his performance is being received tonight.
Yeah, even after this news conference, there are new calls for Biden to step aside from the campaign. Illinois Congressman Eric Sorensen of the 17th District, that includes Rockford, is adding his name to the growing list of Democrats publicly calling for a new candidate. But Biden is defiant. He says he's running to complete the job he started.
I believe I'm the best qualified to govern, and I think I'm the best qualified to win.
In a high-stakes news conference at the NATO summit, President Joe Biden showed no signs of backing away from his re-election campaign, despite growing calls from his own party to do just that.
The best way to assure them is the way I assure myself, and that is, am I getting the job done? Am I getting the job done? Can you name me somebody who's got more major piece of legislation passed in 3.5 years? Created 2,000 jobs just last week.
The news conference wasn't free of gaffes.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
But Biden also spoke at length on foreign policy and pushed back against polls that suggest he'd lose to former President Donald Trump, defending his fitness for office.
If you looked at my schedule since I made that stupid mistake in the campaign, in the debate, I mean, my schedule has been full bore. I've done, where's Trump been? Riding around in his golf cart, filling out his scorecard before he hits the ball? I mean, look, he's done virtually nothing.
What I think President Biden was able to do today was what he needed to have done at the end of June with the debate.
North Central College political science professor Dr. Suzanne Schad says though it may not seem like it, Biden has time.
This doesn't really become a potential problem until we get way further into the election cycle.
But some members of his own party aren't willing to wait. More than a dozen House Democrats have publicly called for Biden to step aside. Illinois Congressman Brad Schneider among them.
The messages we've gotten in our office have been running 30-1, saying the president should pass the torch. As he says, our best days are ahead of us. That future is in the president's hands, but I think we have the best chance of achieving it if he passes the torch to the next generation.
Two Democrats sticking by Biden publicly are Governor J.B. Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Joe Biden is the one who's proved over 50 years that he is a patriot. He's somebody who believes in the working families of America, and he's delivered for them.
He's the only person on the planet that has ever beat Donald Trump. I'm going to go with the person who has a track record of winning.
Biden appearing confident heading into the Democratic National Convention in Chicago next month.
Tomorrow, if all of a sudden I show up at the convention, everybody says we want somebody else, that's the democratic process. It's not going to happen.
No surprise tonight, much of the questions asked were about Biden's age. He says he would be willing to undergo a new neurological exam if his doctors recommend it. Guys.
We'll see if it comes to that. Jenna, thanks so much.